When all my friends were dreaming of being doctors and lawyers and teachers, I was dreaming of being a mom. I always wanted to be a mom. And having kids is my number one greatest accomplishment. My children are my greatest accomplishment. I can't imagine my life, what it would be like without them. They, to me, are the reason why I breathe. Um, I'm in panic mode from them. I am in euphoria mode for them, from them. I just can't picture what life would be like without them, without being a mom. And after I left my ex-husband, um, I was perfectly happy, content, having my two kids. And my plan was I was going to find, eventually a man who hadn't had children yet. My hope was to not be a stepmom. I didn't really, that was not in my immediate, my idea what I wanted for myself. But then I met my husband, and he had kids that were my kids' age. And my kids were 3 and 5 when we met, and his kids were 4 and 5. And it was like an instant family. It was unbelievable how everything just meshed. It was in my religion they call it bashert. It was meant to be. And his children I loved immediately. I loved the way they loved hanging out with us, and I loved that were they got along with my kids so well. No one, you couldn't tell that they weren't related. They all had light hair and light eyes, and their dynamics were such that people just assumed that they were kids, that they were siblings, and it was amazing. And his daughter, when we first met, when he first introduced me to his kids, she sat in my lap and she said, "I have a really good idea." And I said, "What, Samantha?" And she said, "You should marry my daddy." And so we took her advice and we got married. It's only because of her, but it's still the same. My kids and his kids are siblings. They don't consider each other step siblings, and I don't consider them to be my stepkids. I mean, sometimes I have to, when I'm explaining something that's going on, I have to say, well, it's my stepdaughter, or, she's not from my body, or my stepson. But I don't consider them to be my stepkids. I consider them to be as much mine as mine are. And it's just been really amazing. Um, it's been great. And I love my babies.